And we are back. As I had promised, we are going to be looking at goal setting. And to be specific, our topic of conversation right now is on setting measurable and achievable goals for the new year. And joining me for this particular conversation is Pastor Paul Blessing, who is the director, Star with Paul. Welcome to the program. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's good to see you in this new year.
Thank you.
All right, let's begin with first talking about New Year's resolutions. It's something that many people believe in. So let's begin there. Do you believe in the New Year's resolutions, and what exactly does it mean for you?
Okay, New Year resolution is now, it's just like, I'll call it a short-term goal out of your main goals. Everybody has long-term goals and main goals of life, which is your purpose. So you come and say, this year now, I want to set and specifically purpose to achieve this within this period of time, this year. Then that becomes a resolution out of the main goals. So for this a particular period, that is the year now, that's what we draw from. It is drawn from the main goal, which is your purpose. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can also plan, maybe within that year, want to say that the previous years, we also usually say that your today should be better than yesterday. So whatever I achieved last year, I want to become better. So for this particular year, I'm setting to achieve A, B, C, D within this time frame according to what I desire within this time frame. But you still draw from your main goal.
Yeah, so there's that main goal, which, which as you say, is
your
someone's purpose.
Yeah,
one's purpose.
Yeah, your
so
blueprint from your own main blueprint.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So these other ones are just like short-term goals that would help you accomplish the main purpose.
Okay, out of whatever goals you must have a main goal, which is long-term. Maybe you may have 20 years, 10 years, and whatever it is. Maybe you are planning to get married, have children, you want to have 3 children. Within this time of life, they will go to school. But now they are that specific, which is for a time where we are now. Because however much we may plan, there are threats and opportunities that will come along. There are weaknesses and strengths that will be there, which can hinder or enable us to go ahead. You also look at, let's say you can plan, maybe you have your, let's say this year resolution is to start a spa, okay, and maybe a salon. Then comes something that says you can't have social distance. You know that there'll be a threat to your goals, you see. So you have to be specific, but also have a wide plan that if anything happens, because there are threats, it's natural. There shall be risks, and of course, we have faith. We believe in what we want to do, God will enable us to achieve. But you should have a mind that there are always contingency measures that you need to take. In case of this, we'll go this way.
Okay. All right, now when it comes to goal setting, what's the best way to go about goal setting? Maybe what questions should one ask themselves as they are setting their goals?
Okay, when you start setting your goals, you need to be specific. Specific in that, however wide it is, you must have be able to narrow. Let's say, for example, people are going back to school. And maybe you are the head of CU. I'm also a pastor, but you need to have balance in what you do. Let's say you are the head of CU, and you have come to school with a purpose that I want to enlarge our CU and make people become very serious. But you remember you have books. In your exam, you not say Jesus died on the cross. You need to say that, and you also need to remember that you have an exam to sit on. So you need to balance. Be specific, know what you are doing. There are branches along, but you need to be specific and pursue specifically. So when you are specific, also you put up measures. What can I do to be able to achieve this? Without measures, you'll be like you're seeing maybe it's a football. There's no goal post. So you play around. There's nothing we to tell you that you have achieved, you have won, or you have failed. You must have a goal post. That's what the measures that you take. Then you must be able to know, am I able to achieve what I'm trying to say? And you know there's faith and there's truth. So what you are saying, is it achievable? Can you be able to achieve? Is it achievable according to where we are and the times that we are in? So you look at that, and also you also be realistic. There is life.
And when I actually want to pick on that on the last bit, whereby you said you need to be realistic. So when we go about setting goals and we want to be realistic about them, what would you advise? You know, when I want to make realistic goals, yes, I want, maybe I want to build a house, or maybe I want, you know, you can have a goal, yes, but how do you ensure that the goal you're setting is realistic? What are you supposed to look at? You know, are you supposed to sit down and look at, okay, where am I at the moment for me to be able to achieve this goal? How long will it take me? You know, how to go about that?
Yeah. You know, even the Bible says that when you want to build a house, you sit down and look at the cost and know how much you need. There'll be fundi, there'll be cement, there'll be all that. And there are timelines. So in every project, there are timelines that you want to achieve. And also, when you want to achieve timeline, you may increase, you can increase the cost and reduce the time. And you can also maybe see, because I don't have a lot of money, I stretch myself so that I can be able to achieve. You see. So to be realistic is like, look at exactly what am I saying I want to do. Is it just, is it a wish? It's being wishing to do something and be actual. Because as much as I want to be realistic, as you have said, there are threats that can come. We have political threats. We have social threats. We have environmental threats. And you need to be sustainable. You need to be sustainable in what you are doing. Look at what am I saying? Is this sustainable according to the times that we are in? Because let's say, for example, someone who maybe buys from out of the country, that person will be using maybe a different currency, like dollar, let's say. Then you come and find that maybe the dollar becomes weak against our currency. So you find that whatever you had projected to use becomes like half of the value that you had, you see. And you are not able to be realistic in what you want to do. So it depends on so many things. As we have said, we have weakness in everything that you do, even in your personal life. There are weaknesses and strengths. So you need to look at, to be realistic, look at those things. As we said the other day, in Japan, they say that a crisis is an opportunity. So it could be a crisis which has risen, which looks like a threat. Someone will look at an opportunity in it and draw out of it. So to be realistic, just be broad. However we may be specific, always know that there are things that can arise and change what you're trying to do.
And many a times, you know, at the beginning of the year, people feel that pressure. I need to set goals because everyone is speaking about, oh, this is my vision board. This is what I have put down on my vision board. This is what I'm looking to achieve this year. Or this is, you know, there's a lot of pressure. Do you feel there's a specific time for one to set goals? Is it just that when is it the gospel truth that when you start the year, you should set goals? Or it really does not depend on the timing?
There are people who set their goals by around November, so that by the time they break the year, they have already set and they know from the onset of the first day, my goal starts. There are those who wait for the year to start and see the environmental factors to be able to know what to do. So I think it is very personal. And now you cannot say so-and-so does this, I'm going to do this. I think it is very personal. And you know goals are not only personal. They are goals for the government. Like, let me give you a very good example. Like, the government sets its budget by June, okay? Then they'll say this is a budget, we have all this money, call it trillions or wherever it is. But they project something that is in the pocket of the citizens. Because they will now project the revenue to be collected, the taxes to be collected. They will say the first quarter, the second quarter, because what they are talking about, they don't have it on their hand. They project to collect it and put it on the ground, you see. So that's exactly what we should do. However much you may want to be specific and all that, but they are actuals. Because I may project that I want to do ABCD, but I'm planning to do business where I'm expecting to be given that work. I'm not sure I'll be given. Even if I'm given, I don't know when time I'll be paid. So if I say by June, I must do this, it is my desire. I want it to achieve, but there are things that can either need to achieve. Yes. So you have to have a very broad mind. Yes.
You know, and also, even as we talk about setting goals that are realistic, you know, for every individual, maybe what's the best way to also set goals in the sense that you also don't aim too low? You know, because sometimes you want to set a goal that is very, or maybe, I don't know, maybe there's no goal that is too simple or too easy, but sometimes maybe you sell yourself short because you don't want to be disappointed. So you decide, okay, maybe you just set a goal that is maybe a tad bit too low, like you're aiming too low because you want to achieve it, or there's no such thing as a small goal?
There's no small goal, and also I don't think it's good to go low.
Yeah.
Because there's time. and there are opportunities that may arise. So whoever there may be threats, but there are opportunities that will come. So I think it's always to set it high, so that when you don't achieve, that will be like a benchmark for you to know this is now where I should now be able to evaluate myself and know next time I will go this way. You see, but if you do it low and you always achieve, you cannot grow. For you to grow, you must not be able to achieve, so that you work towards achieving next time.
Yeah.
So if you don't achieve maybe a certain goal, you make it like a benchmark and know this is now the way I should go to be able to get higher. Or evaluate yourself at this level. I wanted by June or by November to achieve this. I achieved maybe a quarter. So what should I do so that I can pull up my socks to achieve? That makes you motivated and also focused, because there's something that you are focusing. I want to achieve this. But if you relax, like you just something very simple and you achieve as early as possible, then you relax. There is nothing to motivate you to go on. So you should always be having something that calls you. You have to wake up. There's something you have to achieve. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
don't
people
go low.
Don't go too low. You know, as much as we're saying, don't put your goals extremely high, whereby maybe you may be disappointed, but also don't
care about disappointment.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. What you are calling disappointment is what brings growth. Because when you don't achieve, there's something to push for. Yeah. So if you can be able, that's why we usually say that when you set your goals, read them every morning and speak them. You know, so we say that words are instruments of creation. So when you speak, you are creating, you are making it. Someone said that, you know your mind, like we have a database. When you have a database or your phone, there are the data lines that carry that message, okay? So in your mind. So when you are thinking and when you are imagining and when you are doing, your mind cannot tell you. It is imagination, it is actual. So it starts setting that this is the actual place where we are. Then it will cause you also to help you also to achieve, you see. So it's good always to think, to speak, and purpose, and also focus on the same. As much as you speak it, you are creating. Yeah, what's the instruments of creation?
Yeah.
Yes.
So for someone who maybe had set up goals for the year 2024, and the year went by, and maybe there are some of the goals that didn't get to mature. They didn't get to reach the goals that they had set for last year. So one should not feel like a failure, right?
No.
Because, I mean, just carry them on to this year and work towards them.
Even having the goals and you did not forget them. You know, there are people who set goals, and by the time they are in March, they even forgot the goals. They don't remember what they wrote. There's an issue of writing and having them to the end.
Yeah.
Some just write because we have resolutions, and you can ask them, what did you write? They cannot even remember. So they were not pursuing to achieve. Because if you have written them, you speak them daily, you make them, you create them, then the motivation in you, the energy in you, it is also focusing to bring it to pass. If you don't achieve, it gives you strength now to re-engineer yourself and reevaluate yourself. How do I get to this? And of course, you don't just, because you did not achieve, you remain with only the former goals. You set others and bring them together. Reevaluate yourself and see now, with this, which I did not achieve, and what I want to achieve, which one do I start with? Yes.
Yeah. And still on that, maybe how should one stay motivated and stay aiming or looking at or stay focused rather on their goal throughout the entire year? Because as you say, there's someone who set a goal, there's someone who by today has already done their New Year's resolution, they have the goals, but come April, they really don't even remember some of them. So how should one stay motivated? How should one stay focused on whatever it is that they had put down as something they want to achieve, or how they want to live their lives? Because when it comes to goals, it's not just about you achieving financially and whatnot. There's also the fitness part where you're maybe aiming to eat better,
Reduce
you're aiming
kgs.
to work out, you're aiming to spend more time with your family. I mean, when you talk about goals, it's sometimes we just assume it's about you being successful money-wise and all that, but it's a whole spectrum. It's big. So how do you ensure that you remain motivated on your goals and you don't lose track, on the way?
Okay, that's where you become specific, okay? But also, the other thing is that keep discipline towards what you are planning to do. And as you have said, sometimes we look at goals like just like doing business and become that success you are saying. But you can also look at your emotional life. How emotionally weak are you? and start focusing. I want now to achieve this. Because there are people that you could be very strong, but you find that the emotional intelligence is low, but your artificial intelligence is high. So you find that sometimes you lose connections because you become angry and you lose on it and all that. So you start looking at, now I want to achieve this. You look at it. One of the things that like what you are saying is that when you are in your goals, is not just only success, but you're looking at your personal life.
Yeah.
I want maybe myself, I want to reduce weight. I want to work on this and this. Then you have to be specific and not, this is a problem that I have. I agree I have a problem. I want to come out of it. And I focus and I put discipline. You must put discipline so that you can be able to focus. Yes.
Yeah.
If there are people that you need to involve, you involve them. Let them know that you need support in this particular area. Wait, you need to do it, you need to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the importance of having this? You know, we're talking about setting measurable goals, setting achievable ones, setting realistic ones, you know, as they call it, SMART goals, right? SMART.
Timely, make them timely.
Make them timely and all that. What's the importance of doing all this? Probably there's someone who's, okay, I don't really work like that. I don't set goals. I just go about my business on a daily and life goes on. Is there an importance to having something that you're working towards or something that is driving you?
That's what makes you wake up with focus, because if it's like waking up just into a forest and you just walk through, where do I go, left or right? Should I stop? Should I go back? You have no plan. As I've said, every goal should have a goal post. This is where I want to achieve, and this is where I will, after I come out, this is where I will go. But so if you don't have a goal, it means you don't have a vision. You have a vision, then you are not living. It means there's, I don't want to call it foolishness, but there's something lacking. There's something lacking in you. So it is a planning of life. It is, you're supposed to be, you should have a reason to look forward and say, this is the way I want to go this year. I want to go in business, in family and all that, and project. If you don't do that, you don't know where you are going. You're just living. Just wake up. Is it 5? Is it time to sleep? Wake up. Where do I go? Do I go east or do I? You have no plan. That's a danger. You must, even if those who play games, as we said, there must be a way to set that when we are winning, there must be someone waiting for that goal, either to object it or to allow it to come. Yes. Yeah. That's the importance.
So it's really important for every individual, just for them to go about life, right? You know, do you believe in the power of writing things down? Yeah. You know, because the people who believe in, when I write it down, when I see it, then it's easier for me to visualize it. Kindly talk to us about that.
Journaling is very important, not even for goals, but because even, let's say, for example, you get angry. And you will find that there's something that is offending me like this. She'll say that, try sit down and journal it. When you journal it, you overcome it. When you journal it, you accept it. But when you have written, there is power of writing. What is in your mind and what's written are different. When you write it, you bring it from your heart into the paper. Then you start looking at it, then you start speaking it, as I said. It becomes better than when you, let's say now we discuss this. We don't, it's not recorded anywhere and it just goes. We not even remember what we said. But now you have written down, like let's say SWOT analysis. You know that there are weakness and strength, there are opportunities and threats. And then you just think, how can I broaden this? You start reading about it and you get to know more about it. But you don't write, it just goes. That's why even in school you find that there is also writing of notes. You can sit down and learn, but by the time you come to do exams, you have maybe a quarter. But when you write down, even when you are, as people, when they are writing, what they absorb, they don't need to read it again. But also reading it again is like speaking it, is creating. So it's very important to journal. It's
important to write it down, and also the vision board. I see so many people working with vision boards whereby you have pictures of
what you
the things you want. You know, maybe you want a new car, you have a picture of that car here, the car, the specific model that you want. Maybe you want to have a better life in terms of your lifestyle. You have pictures of you eating better. You have pictures of not specifically you, just a picture of maybe healthy living, a picture of someone in the gym, or you can have a picture of the treadmill, just something. You want your business to flourish, remember. You have a picture of a business that is flourishing, or what you have. I feel like that's also a good way of putting down what you
Yeah,
want?
we usually say that a picture says 1,000 words. What is said by your mouth and what you say by speaking, by writing down or seeing a photo. Even when I've seen you now, when I pass somewhere and I see your photo, I remember, you see. And I think it's more stronger when you see the photo. And also the writings. That's why we are, as you have said, when you want to do something, like those goals, you can even write them and put them on your bedroom. When you wake up, so you have learned that I'll read and I speak, you find they are there. As you are just stretching out yourself and you start stretching, you are looking at them, you speak them. You speak them, you create them. Yes, yeah. Even God said, let there be, and there was. He saw it was good. And that's creation. And we are gods. That's what we are supposed to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should be the best way to track one's progress?
Okay. How to track your progress is that you have been specific. You have set measures. You are being realistic. Now you want to see, where am I getting to? You look at what you have done. Like, let's say, for example, let's say like last year, you would say that every month I want to do this. And in the middle of the month, I will do this. This is what I want to buy. This is what you now sit down and look at, what did I not do? And where did I fail? Where could I have done it better? Then from that, it gives you a room for evaluation, to be able to evaluate yourself, to see your progress. The best progress is not what you achieved, what you not achieve. It will give you more strength to make sure next time you achieve it. Okay, so you look at what you managed and what you failed. Then you put them together, reevaluate yourself. That is progress. Because if you are told even when you have failed, you have not failed. Yeah. It's a lesson. Yeah. You learn on how to make it better. Because if whatever you want to do, you achieve everything, you will not grow. The more you fail, the better you become. Yeah, failing is a lesson. It's a teacher. Yes, yes. So progress can be measured for the positive and the negative. Yeah, where you failed and you see, okay, yeah, I did not spend money well. I need to get better on how I'm budgeting. When even a budget, will I be able now to be able to drift? Because if you don't have focus, things are very many. That's why sometimes you find that it's good sometimes to have an account that you have to go to the counter to get money. If you don't go to that counter, you got to access that money. It will help you, not because you are not disciplined as such, but you have said, this is the way, I can try to get it somewhere else. Yeah. But if it's everything is here, everything that you are called to answer to, you will answer. Yeah, because there are times you need to help. But if you do not have it right on there, you could give an excuse. I don't say it's bad to help, but you have to also have measures and discipline so that you can be able to achieve what you want to do. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and as we almost come to a conclusion of this conversation, there's someone who's watching us right now. They haven't made their goals or resolution for the year. But they'd love to know where to start. Maybe they haven't done it because they're not sure of where to start. So just from where you sit, where should one start? You know, just from I've woken up, I've thought about, I think I need to put my life in order. I need to to set my goals, maybe for the year or for the next 3 months or for the next 6 months. Where should one start?
Like I say, if the personal life, there is corporate, there is government, there is, of course, the family. Let's say, for example, someone who just have been employed, they are planning to get married, they are planning to have children. Now it's time, you can arise and say, now, I've got a job. This is how much I'm getting. Now, this is a time to plan. Like, I'll give a very good example. Someone said, if even us, we didn't plan like that. If when we are starting our families, we could have said, I will project it to have like 2 children or 3 children. I expect my children to go to this level of education. I expect my children to go to university of this kind. Then you go and check how much it costs. When even you are planning to have children, you'll know, do I need 6 or do I need 2? Because it is a cost. And every extra mouth you bring to your table, it is eating. Yeah. So you will know, do I need 2 or 3 or 6? Because this is what I want. So you start planning. You can start, this is a long-term plan. Maybe it is saying in 10 years, I want to have like 3 children, 2 children. And all of them, I'll want them to get to this kind of school. Yeah. And now you start. That is long-term. Yeah. You come to now. Now, I'm planning. I'm not even married. I'm dating maybe. I project by November, I'll be able to propose. You project. You don't just stay like this and you see women passing. Which one do I marry? Which one do I marry? Where do I marry? You must project. Then you come. She may say yes or no. Then you have dating period.
Yeah.
You just look at what is happening. What do I need to check on this? And you be specific. What do you want? The kind of woman you want to marry. These things we didn't know, but now they are all over. You can say, the kind of woman I want to marry, what are the qualities I need in this woman? You're checking during time of dating.
Yeah.
Because it is better to stop than to get into a mess, you see. So you have all that time. And you say, within 2 years, I will have settled.
Yeah.
And you pray about it. Tell God, this is the projection I have. I want you to involve you in this. In this year, I want to have done this. And by next year, I'll be planning my marriage. Then you come get there. When you project it and you speak it every day, it will come to pass. But if you live like you're going to the west, to the east. So you can start from there. I'm giving an example of someone who planning now. Just because I don't say when you don't have a job, you don't need to get married. But surely, you're not coming to speak in tongues to give your family food.
Yeah.
You need to know what to give them. So you need to plan. I'm getting a family. I'm now ready for this. I'm projecting to do this. Yeah, you start there. Then you also know when they come, they will hit. They need a house to live. So you start projecting. Search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're
So
saying
search.
is ensure you move bit by bit.
Let me tell you, for example, even God, when he was creating, he started with light, the sun, the what, the herbs, before a man came to find something to eat. It's so strategic. You need to be strategic.
That's true.
You cannot start planning how to bring babies. There is even the wife, there's no bed to sleep. How will you have the babies? Yes.
And on that note is where we will end this conversation. Thank you so much, Pastor Paul Blessing, for joining us and for just enabling us understand better on how to set measurable and achievable and realistic as well as timely goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
This is where we end Good Morning Kenya for today. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who has been tuned in from when we started off the show. On behalf of everyone who has made this show a success, we want to wish you a lovely day. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Goodbye.